Yo, top Billin. Sad day coming up out of the NFL, especially those who are a fan of great running back play. One of my favorite running backs, Rashaad Penny, has decided to call it quits at the age of 28, retiring from the Carolina Panthers. That's after one season with the Philadelphia Eagles and a handful of years with the Seattle Seahawks. The former, in which he absolutely went off when he was healthy. I'm talking about, you have to think about that man being one of the biggest, fastest, one of the top zone runners. He could change elevations with the pad. He can get up into your chest. And he had blinding speed at that size there. This is a shock to me, as I felt he could have a big year after the debacle that was his Philadelphia Eagles tenure, where all he did was sit there and collect splinters in his ass. I'm talking about some of the finest splinters you can get in your ass sitting on a bench, because that man was deep on the bench, and it made absolutely no sense to have a healthy Rashaad Penny out there and not use the guy. So maybe this sheds light to what was going on. Maybe he just wasn't motivated enough to be an NFL player anymore, or maybe his time with the Eagles took it out of him. When he left the Seattle Seahawks, obviously that had to be pretty earth-shattering, right? You get drafted to a team in the first round. Remember, this guy's a first-round draft pick. He is extremely talented, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out, and that reason we know was his health. Nothing else, just his health. There's really nothing else you can say really bad about his game outside of actually his pass protection. That was something that cropped up and probably kept him off the field with the Philadelphia Eagles. He didn't really have to do much of it with the Seattle Seahawks, because he was really brought in to hit home runs, and he would definitely hit home runs when called up to bat. But that's definitely something you can work on, and he's just 28 years old with not a lot of mileage on him. I don't know. I don't know if this retirement sticks. Hopefully it does not stick. I can think of a number of teams that could use the guy. Now, he was going back and reuniting with Dave Canales, who had a ton of familiarity with Penny, being as though he was once the quarterback's coach with the Seattle Seahawks, wide receivers coach as well, passing game coordinator. So I thought right there, him and my man Miles Sanders behind Bryce Young, Xavier Legette, assembling some really good pieces out there in Carolina, headed up by my man Dave Canales. So I was wondering what was going to go down in Carolina. I definitely had my eye on that, but hey, it remains to be seen what comes of it. Hopefully Rashaad Penny is not retired. I mean, look at his numbers. Incredible stats when healthy. Rashaad Penny, 6 years in the league. Look at this. His yards per attempt, he ends with 5.6 yards per attempt, and he's only 28 years old, and you would have to think this is the healthiest he's probably been. He didn't obviously have enough time to get injured in Philadelphia, and obviously we're in the preseason now, so I don't see why he wouldn't continue to play football, man. So I would definitely love to hear from him, and in some capacity, he needs to jump on a podcast or something and tell people what's going on there. But 5.6 yards per carry. I mean, that 1 year, right, in Seattle, he had 10 games played, 6 games started. He had 749 yards in 10 games. Your man was averaging 6.3 yards per attempt. Definitely was living up to that first-round billing right there. And then he came out the next season before he got injured, 5 games started, and your man had 6.1 yards per attempt. He was showing what he was all about. So then he went to Philly, three yards right per attempt, but it was only on 11 totes. 11 totes in 17 games. Bullshit, man. Complete bullshit. But there you have it, man. One of the better talents at running back, one of the more injury-prone running backs as well. So keep that in mind. We'll see what unfolds, but keep it locked right here with your boy Top Billin, continuing to cover the ins and outs and the haps.
Top Billin, Uptown Murph.
Top Billin.